The world of motorsport evolves rapidly, and because of that, some race cars gradually fade from memory. In this video, we're revisiting the forgotten race cars that once broke records, rewrote engineering rules, and pushed competition to the next level during their prime. Number 12. Jaguar XJR-9. Introduced in 1988, the Jaguar XJR-9 was built for one thing: to win Le Mans. And it did, breaking Porsche's dominance that had lasted nearly a decade. This British endurance racer featured a monstrous 7.0-liter V12 engine capable of producing over 750 horsepower. It was fast, loud, and unmistakably aggressive. Built in partnership with Tom Walkinshaw Racing, the XJR-9 combined brute strength with aerodynamic finesse. While its win at the 24 Hours of Le Mans put it in the spotlight, it quickly faded into obscurity with the arrival of newer, more efficient prototypes. Still, the XJR-9 remains one of the most underrated endurance racers ever built, an unsung hero from the golden era of Group C racing. Number 11. Mercedes CLK GTR. Born from FIA GT Championship regulations in the late 1990s, the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR is a homologation special-turned race monster. Under its flowing, low-slung body lies a 6.9-liter naturally aspirated V12 engine churning out 612 horsepower. Developed in just 128 days, the CLK GTR wasn't just a show car, it was built to win, and it did, dominating the 1997 season with a near-perfect record. Despite its track success, its story is often overshadowed by more publicized Mercedes race cars. Only 25 road-going versions were ever made, making it one of the rarest homologation hypercars. The CLK GTR is a radical, over-engineered beast that deserves far more recognition than it gets. Number 10. Mazda RX-3. The Mazda RX-3 was a rotary-powered underdog that punched well above its weight during the 1970s. While its sleeker cousin, the RX-7, usually takes the spotlight, the RX-3 had serious racing credentials. Powered by a 12-amp rotary engine, it delivered high-revving power and nimble handling, making it a fan favorite in touring car championships. It notably challenged and even beat larger, more powerful V8 muscle cars in Australian and Japanese races. Its lightweight construction and unique powertrain gave it a distinct advantage in agility and response. Over time, the RX-3 has been largely forgotten by mainstream enthusiasts, but hardcore racing fans still regard it as one of Mazda's boldest moves in motorsport. Number 9. Dirt track oval race car. Often overlooked in the polished history books of motorsport, dirt track oval race cars from the 1930s to 1950s were grassroots racing machines that laid the foundation for American motorsport culture. Stripped down, raw, and purely mechanical, these cars ran on simple chassis with big block engines, typically V8s, and thundered across dusty bull rings across the Midwest and South. With no electronics or aerodynamics, it was all driver skill and mechanical bravery. Though many of these cars were destroyed or forgotten, their influence is undeniable. They gave birth to sprint cars, stock car racing, and even NASCAR. Their legacy may be buried in history, but these machines were essential stepping stones to modern racing greatness. Number 8. Ferrari 250 GTO. Often hailed as the most beautiful race car ever built, the Ferrari 250 GTO is far more than a collector's dream. It was a competitive juggernaut, produced between 1962 and 1964. The 250 GTO featured a 3.0-liter V12 engine producing around 300 horsepower. It may not sound monstrous by today's standards, but with its lightweight, aerodynamic body and perfectly balanced chassis, it dominated GT racing. It won multiple Tour de France automobile titles and class victories at Le Mans. Yet today, its racing legacy is often lost in the shadow of its absurd collector value. One example sold for over $70 million. Beneath the price tag, though, lies a race-proven machine that defined an era of elegance and performance. Number 7. EMKA Aston Martin C83. The EMKA C83 may not ring many bells, but it was Aston Martin's secret weapon in Group C endurance racing. Built in collaboration with EMKA Racing and designer Len Bailey, this 1983 Le Mans prototype housed a 5.3-liter Aston Martin V8 and boasted a lightweight aluminum chassis. Despite having limited factory support and modest results on paper, paper, the C83 showed serious potential. Its radical wedge shape, innovative aerodynamics, and sheer tenacity made it a unique entry among better-funded giants like Porsche and Jaguar. While it never captured podiums, it represented an era of experimental endurance racing where passion sometimes outshined resources. It remains a forgotten piece of Aston Martin's motorsport heritage. Number 6. Mitsubishi Lancer Evo 3 Rally. Before the Evolution series became a cult classic, the Evo 3 was quietly making its mark in the WRC in the mid-1990s, with a turbocharged 2.0-liter inline 4-engine producing around 270 horsepower and Mitsubishi's now legendary AWD system. The Evo 3 was a rally weapon. It helped establish Tommi Mäkinen's dominance, earning him his first WRC title in 1996. Lightweight, aggressive, and brilliantly engineered, the Evo 3's sharp handling and explosive power delivery made it a fan favorite. Yet it's often forgotten compared to later Evo generations. It laid the groundwork for one of rally's most iconic lineups and deserves to be remembered as more than just an early chapter in the Evolution saga. Number 5. Mirage M2-BRM. The Mirage M2-BRM was a sleek and ambitious endurance racer developed in 1965 by John Wyer's team and powered by a BRM V8 engine. It was intended to challenge the endurance elite at races like Le Mans. The car's lightweight construction and sophisticated aerodynamics were ahead of their time, yet the BRM engine proved unreliable, preventing the M2-BRM from achieving notable victories. Despite its limited track success, the Mirage M2 was a technical masterpiece and a stepping stone to the legendary Gulf-liveried Mirage M6 and Ford GT40 partnership. Forgotten by many, the M2-BRM stands as a symbol of 1960s endurance racing ambition and the risks teams took chasing innovation and glory. Number 4. Nissan Deltawing. The Nissan Deltawing was unlike anything the motorsport world had seen. Designed by Ben Bowlby and debuting in 2012, this car was shaped like a jet fighter, narrow at the front, wide at the rear, and incredibly light. Weighing just 500 kilograms and powered by a 1.6-liter turbocharged engine, it wasn't built for brute power, but for radical efficiency and agility. Despite skepticism, the Deltawing proved competitive, even holding its own at Le Mans before being taken out by another car. It was a testbed for futuristic racing concepts and pushed the boundaries of aerodynamics and weight balance. Though it never saw full production, the Deltawing remains one of the most radical race cars ever, and one that motorsport history has unjustly forgotten. Number 3. Nissan GTR LM Nismo. When Nissan returned to Le Mans in 2015 with the GTR LM Nismo, the racing world expected something conventional. Instead, they brought a front-engined, front-wheel drive Le Mans prototype, completely against the grain. Powered by a 3.0-liter twin-turbo V6 hybrid system, this car challenged everything known about LMP1 design. Its engine placement, power delivery, and aerodynamics were all experimental. Unfortunately, the car was plagued by reliability issues and never lived up to expectations. Still, it was an audacious attempt to break the mold and showed Nissan's willingness to innovate beyond traditional boundaries. The GTR LM Nismo was ridiculed at the time, but in hindsight it was a daring engineering exercise that deserves more credit. Number 2. Peugeot 905. The Peugeot 905 brought France back to endurance racing glory in the early 90s. Introduced in 1990 for the Group C era, the 905 featured a 3.5-liter V10 engine and a carbon fiber monocoque chassis ahead of its time. By 1992, it had evolved into the 905B, dominating the World Sports Car Championship and winning the 24 Hours of Le Mans in 1992 and 1993. With sleek aero, F1 level engineering, and a high-pitched engine note, the 905 was a marvel, yet it's often overshadowed by its successors or by the rise of more modern Le Mans legends. The 905 was not only a champion but also a technical precursor to Peugeot's later racing successes. It deserves to be remembered as one of the greatest forgotten race cars ever built. Number 1. Nissan Skyline GTR R32. The R32 GTR wasn't just a race car, it was a revolution. Nicknamed Godzilla for its monstrous performance, it was developed to dominate Group A racing and did exactly that. Launched in 1989, the R32 featured the now legendary RB26DET T2.6-liter twin-turbo inline-6, producing around 280 horsepower, though most units made far more in reality, but the real magic was its Atessa ETS all-wheel drive and Super High-S four-wheel steering systems, both groundbreaking for the time. In touring car championships, especially in Japan and Australia, the R32 annihilated the competition, winning race after race and effectively forcing rule changes. Despite its success, it's often overlooked globally due to its limited export. But make no mistake, the R32 GTR was, and remains, a motorsport icon. You can also watch this video where we talk about cars that were banned from racing because they were too good.